We are about to witness one of the largest wealth transfers in human history, and Web3 is at the forefront of it. My name is Hakeem, and I'm a Web3 developer working for eBay. And my mission is to teach you Web3 development in e-commerce. First, I want to give you a bit of backstory as to why I'm here. So during lockdown, I had no ambitions at all. I was a lazy student who only thought about the current day and never thought about the next week, the next month, the next year. And when lockdown hit, it gave me a huge reality check as to what can happen in this world and how economies can instantly collapse overnight. I knew I needed a remote skill that could set me free and keep me financially secure forever. So I learned how to code. But I didn't really have a reason as to why I was coding besides fear, like a reaction to the environment. But when I discovered blockchain technologies, Web3, cryptocurrencies and NFTs, I realized that this is the future. Why? Because it completely invalidates the current financial system that relies on debt, it relies on people. It relies on the government, people relying on the government for income or security, pension schemes, all these schemes that are designed to keep you thinking small and you don't actually own anything the government does. The reason why I became a Web3 developer was to help build this future that facilitates true individual freedom and true financial freedom. Because you can't be free unless your assets and your money and your income is also free. And having that why is crucial to anything in life. Now, how does this tie in to what I just said in the intro? We have seen e-commerce giants such as Amazon, Shopify, and even eBay invest heavily in Web3. Now, why are they doing this? As I said before, the biggest transfer of wealth is taking place in front of our very eyes right this moment, and nobody seems to care. And that's fine, that's normally how things happen. And then after it's happened, then they tell you. So Amazon is making their own NFT marketplace. They've already announced this, or at least hinted at it. Now, what does this mean for their platform? Well, perhaps they'll do what Shopify is doing right now. Shopify is one of the largest e-commerce platforms in the world. And what they're trying to do is implement NFTs with their products. So let's say I'm a user on the Nike Shopify store and I purchase a product. So let's say I purchase some trainers or some joggers. And with those items, an NFT gets sent to my wallet address. And that doesn't sound very interesting right now. But what if I told you the NFT could give me royalties, so passive income forever? Or it gave me rights to an in-person event. Or the NFT could be used to access token-gated content. So NFTs are very versatile in that they can give you a lot of real-world benefits. I see NFTs in e-commerce as a receipt that you can sell. So it's a proof of purchase and proof of ownership that you can trade around and has real utility. Not just a JPEG, not just a GIF or whatever. It has actual real world utility for you, the person watching this. And I think that's the biggest change that's about to happen. Because currently, when you purchase something, you just get a receipt, you get an item, and that's about it. Nothing happens after that. What if that item generated you passive income every single day or every single second or however much it gets resold for, or it's programmed to give you passive income? And it's decentralized too. Now, what does decentralized mean? You hear this buzzword a lot in Web3. All decentralized means is that there's no middleman. There's no government. There's no one that can stop that transaction. It's yours. It's 100% yours. Now you have to report it for taxes, of course, but at least you get it. Currently, if you try to get money out of a bank, if you try and get a certain amount of money out of the bank, let's say more than 10 grand or 20 grand, they won't they won't let you do it because they literally don't have the money. So banks lie to you. Like, banks are not your friend. They don't actually have that cash in their vaults because they're lending it out all the time. They make money when you put money in the bank. They make money when you save money in a pension scheme. They make money, not you. You're losing value rapidly. If you look at the dollar chart right now, if you saw the dollar, the US dollar, or any fiat currency as a stock, you would notice that it's just going down and down and down for the past 10 decades. NFTs are still very nascent. At the moment, they're simply just JPEGs that give you some utility or some passive income stream, but they haven't had that mass adoption yet. The reason why is because they're still in their early stages. Think of Bitcoin in the early days. Everyone knows that story of a guy who spent his Bitcoin buying pizza, which would have been worth tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands today. And we're in that same scenario with NFTs. They just think it's like a hype phase, but the underlying technology is what's going to set the world free. It's what's going to give people true ownership and true freedom when it comes to owning something. Combined with cryptocurrencies, NFTs would be the tools that will set the average person free from financial slavery. Now, I know I sound extreme. I probably sound like a maniac, right? Probably sound like I'm a crazy person yelling about the government. The US government has recently announced their own cryptocurrencies called central bank digital currencies. Now, what this means for you is that you're going to have to use their crypto. So when people say, well, crypto will never go mainstream, it's too complicated, why would I want to use crypto? Well, you don't have a choice because it's coming your way whether you like it or not. And just like email, when people made fun of that back in the 90s, email is a standard now, a cross-compatible communication system that works on any device. And cryptocurrencies are the same. They're cross-compatible, they're borderless, they're frictionless. And as I said, governments can't stop you. So they have to adopt it because they can't stop it. So again, what this means for you is that you need to understand the current market in Web3, so cryptocurrencies, NFTs, where they are right now and where they're going. You're already 10 steps ahead if you're watching and listening and taking action on this content. To get started on building Web3 apps in e-commerce, check out my recent video on how to build a Web3 Shopify theme